Hello, the purpose of this video is to explain why different elements give off different colors in their flame tests. Now, we got to review a little bit about atomic structure because it's where the answer is. And it's important to remember that every element is alike and different, has its similarities and differences. They follow the same basic structure, all right? And you had two elements and you were trying to compare and contrast them. They have the same subatomic particles. And the same overall structure. So you could think of them like high rises, and a high rise is built the same every level. Some have more levels than another, and that's kind of like atoms. Atoms have more shells, but their basic structure in that they've got these floors where you put these electrons are the same. Now, an example of lithium, it's got 3 protons and 3 electrons, all right? Whereas another element, sodium, has got 11 protons and electrons, all right? Now, the overall structure that they share is you've got a nucleus in the center, and then you have got electrons within orbitals. All right, you've got a nucleus in the center. Nucleus, that's the center. And then you've got electrons within orbitals outside of this nucleus. Now, when I put these things in a flame, what ends up happening is the electrons jump around, and when they jump around, especially when they jump back from a higher energy orbital to a bottom orbital, or an orbital of lower energy, they release energy. And they release energy in the form of light, and that's the light we see. Now, here's lithium. Lithium's got 3 protons, and they're in the center, and the electrons are basically like that, all right? And sodium has got 11. It's going to have right? It's got them spread out. Now, when I put these things in a flame, what ends up happening is these electrons jump back and forth. They kind of like hop back and forth. And since the overall structure is the same, however, there's different nuclei in each atom, it makes these jumps that these things are making require a different amount of energy. And therefore, when we look at sodium, we see it as a bright orange flame because this jump that it's making is releasing lots of orange light. And the orange corresponds to the energy of the jump. Whereas in lithium, the jump is different energy, and gives off a red light. All right. So the different numbers of subatomic particles in each of the atoms makes the atoms give off different amounts of energy when the electrons jump during a flame test. For lithium, that's why it's red, and sodium, that's why it's orange. And other elements have the same thing, it's just different jumps. Barium has that yellow-green, and the fact that it's yellow and green probably means you're seeing two jumps. Whereas copper, it's got that bluish green, and strontium has a red. Those are all means they're different jumps that are being made. I hope this has been good. Let me know if you have any questions, and rock and roll.